Hello everyone and welcome to my August book haul. So I'm just going to start off by prefacing this book haul with a little update on my mental state, I guess, because I feel that book hauls are always those videos where booktubers do that. They can kind of give you a little bit of a life update if they've got something to kind of share with you guys or say or whatever before they go on to the actual book haul. So I've been making some ridiculous mistakes because my head is just in a totally different place right now. I don't know what it is. I'm just not really in control of anything. Like, I feel like everything is out of my control at the moment. It's making my anxiety really bad. My depression isn't all that good either, so I'm not in the best mental state, and it's causing me to make really ridiculous mistakes both on my channel and off my channel, and I just feel like really stupid and run down and tired so much of the time. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for sticking by me while I am going through this little bit of a weird mental state, and obviously for making me feel comfortable enough to be able to share my feelings with you guys. You guys know how much that means to me, that I feel comfortable to do that on my channel. So yeah, huge thank you for all of you guys for sticking by me through all of that. Having said that, I have had an amazing weekend, so and I really needed that. So just to be with my friends and just to be able to be myself for those few days has just been absolutely amazing. So yeah, I am feeling quite a lot better now than I was on Friday, but still my head isn't really where I want it to be and where it probably should be. Also, it's like sweltering hot here today, so if I look like a huge sticky mess, apologies for that too. I know my hair is just ridiculous today because the humidity has got straight into it. So yeah, anyway, I am going to get straight into this book haul now. So I have 21 books to show you. Some of them I got at YALC, YALC, which I went to at the end of July, and that was really good fun. There was just literally ARCs everywhere, like free books on all of the tables, and you could just take them off. So as a result, a lot of the ARCs that I have in this video I don't really know all that much about, so I'm gonna give you a synopsis or some kind of summary, just tell you basically what I know about each individual book, but some of them, unfortunately, it's not very much. Obviously I will read out blurbs wherever I can, but yeah, because I was just like literally like a little kid in a sweet shop. I was just picking up books left, right and centre, and it was just getting ridiculous. Also, this is going to be my last big book haul for quite a long time because I am putting myself on a very strict book buying ban because I just literally have books everywhere, and I don't think that's helping my mental state either, because I kind of feel like I need to read all of these books and I need to stop buying them. I really need to read the books that I own, so this will be my last big book haul for a while. I do have obviously some big releases on pre-order for the end of this year, before the end of this year, so obviously I will get those in when they come out, and I maybe will do a couple of little mini book hauls, but this will be my last big book haul for the foreseeable future, at least until 2018, I'm hoping. So yeah, obviously I do have some pre-orders, as I said. Maybe I will be gifted some books, maybe I will manage to get my hands on a few ARCs and things like that, but yeah, strict a book buying ban for me. So anyway, I'm going to get right on into this book haul. So the first thing I'm going to show you isn't actually a book, but it is book related, and I was given this at YALC by one of my lovely subscribers, Kasha, who I met there. She's so lovely, and she had this specially made for me by a friend of hers, I think, and it's a Stephen King bookmark, and obviously there is the man himself, and I was so shocked that she had brought this all the way from wherever she lives. I know she lives in the UK now, but she's originally from Poland, and I think this was made in Poland by one of her friends. So huge thank you for this, Akasha, because it's just so cute. So yeah, really appreciate my little Stephen King bookmark, so thank you once again. Now on to the ARCs that I managed to pick up at YALC. So the first one I managed to pick up is The Fandom by Anna Day, and this was on the Chicken House table. This is now coming out in January 2018, so you've still got a bit of a wait on this. I don't know too much about this. I will read you the back. Cosplay ready, Violet and her friends are at Comic-Con. They can't wait to meet the fandom of Mega Movie at the Gallows Dance. What they're not expecting is to be catapulted by a freak accident into their favourite world for real. Fueled by love, guilt and fear, can the friends put the plot back on track and get out? The fate of the story is in their hands. So it sounds super cool, obviously revolving around Comic-Con and fandoms and that whole culture. So yeah, really looking forward to this, and obviously I will be reading it closer to its release date in January, so I've still got a bit of a wait on this one. The next one I managed to pick up, and I was so happy that I managed to pick this up because it's one of my most anticipated releases for the end of this year, and that is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. This comes out at the beginning of October, and literally all I know about this is it is a YA psychological thriller from Stephanie Perkins, who wrote that lovely, cute, fluffy YA contemporary companion series Anna and the French Kiss, and I loved those books, but I'm super intrigued to see how she does a completely different genre. That's pretty much all I know. I don't want to know too much else about it, so I am going to be reading this next month, obviously before it comes out at the beginning of October, so yeah, super excited for this one. I also managed to pick up a very exciting sounding arc of a book called The Sacrifice, a Box by Martin Stewart. I don't know if you can see that in that lighting there, but this was pitched to me as Stephen King-esque 1980s horror, and it just sounds so cool. On the front it says, "Never come to the box alone, never open it after dark, never take back your sacrifice." And the publisher, which publisher is it? It is a Penguin Random House. They just really pitched it so well to me, obviously as a Stephen King-esque 80s horror book, and that's pretty much all I want to know. I believe this comes out in January too, so I will be reading it closer to then. The next one I got doesn't come out until March 2018, can you believe? I know, so I'm not going to be reading this for ages and ages, but that is The Exact Opposite of OK by Laura Stephen. This is obviously from Electric Monkey. I will read you the back of this. Izzy never expected to be 18 and internationally reviled, but when explicit photos involving her, a politician's son, and a garden bench are published online, the trolls set out to take her apart. Armed with her best friend Ajita and a metric ton of nachos, she tries to laugh it off, but as the daily slut-shaming intensifies, she soon learns the way the world treats teenage girls is not okay. It's the exact opposite of okay. So it sounds like teenage girls taking on slut-shaming for themselves and reclaiming back their bodies and obviously themselves, and basically sticking two fingers up to the way society treats them. So that sounds super cool, super badass, and as I said, it doesn't come out until March next year, so huge wait on this one, I'm afraid, but it looks really good. Also, I picked up The Truth and Lies of Ella Black by Emily Barr. Emily Barr wrote The One Memory of Flora Banks, which I read at the end of last year and really enjoyed it. I think this is kind of like a YA contemporary, but it's much darker than Flora Banks. So it literally says Ella Black will learn her truth. It's darker, it's scarier, and it will change her world forever. So it sounds super cool. I think there might be multiple personalities or something like that involved in this. I know that it does revolve around some kind of mental health problem. So yeah, again, really looking forward to this. And this comes out in January, I think, or it might be end of December. January. Comes out in January. So yeah, we'll be reading this probably towards the end of this year too. And there was also a book swap at Yowk, where obviously you take some books and then you can take some that you might be interested in. And I did take quite a lot of mine because I have so many books to get rid of, but I only picked up 3 for myself to take back with me. One of those is an arc of The Impossible Knife of Memory by Laurie House Anderson. I've heard amazing things about this writer's work. I haven't read anything by her before. I do have one of her other books, Speak, but I know that she writes about very dark, hard-hitting, real topics. I believe this one revolves around PTSD. I think it's about a girl whose father has PTSD from his time in the military, and as a result they're always constantly moving, and it's about how her father can cope with being back in the town where he was brought up, I think, and obviously how she is trying to lead a normal life while taking care of her father. So it sounds really good. Again, I've heard amazing things about this author's work, so yeah, super excited to give them a try. The next one I picked up is another arc that I got from the book swap, and that is The Deviants by CJ Skews. I've talked about CJ Skews on my channel before. I'm a huge fan of her work, and this is one I haven't read, and this is an arc from 2014, I think this came out. I don't know too much about it. I know that it's a YA thriller, I think, and it just says on the front, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. So that sounds super cool, and this is a really cool cover for an arc as well. So yeah, literally just picked it up based on pretty much the title and the author, so yeah. And the last book that I got at Yauk, and this isn't an ARC, but it is a sequel to a book that I already have. I haven't read the first book, but it was literally in the same edition as my copy of the first book, and that is Paper and Fire by Rachel Caine. And all I know about this series, the first one's called Ink and Bone, I think, is it's a fantasy with an ancient library and secrets and magic and all of that, and this is the second book, Paper and Fire. So yeah, again, super cool cover, and it matched my edition of the first one, so I literally just picked it up. Now on to a few books that I got in subscription boxes this month. So you guys might know that I recently unboxed an Illumicrate, and the featured book in that was Wonder Woman, a Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I've been highly anticipating this book for literally the longest time, and I freaked out when this book was in Illumicrate. I did read out the full blurb for it in that unboxing, so I will leave a link to that unboxing in the description down below if you are more interested in this book, but pretty much all you need to know is it is a YA Wonder Woman book written by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, what more could you want, really? I really love this edition as well because it's got the red spray painted edges, so yeah, super excited to dive into this very, very soon. Also in Illumicrate this month, there was an ARC of Nyxia by Scott Röntgen. Yep, it's there on the spine. I did look this up, and I think from what I remember, it is a YA sci-fi about a group of people who all have troubled pasts, and they are recruited to join a space mission, and there is a very high monetary prize at the end if they prove their worth to get to this distant planet or something like that. That's pretty much all I remember, but yeah, it sounds like a very cool, fast-paced, character-driven sci-fi, so yeah, super excited for this. This comes out on September 21st, so I will be reading it next month and hopefully getting a review up for you guys, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And in my Book Box Club box this month, I got Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols. This is a YA take on the story of the suffragettes and votes for women in the UK, and it just sounds so, so cool. Again, I did read out the full blurb for this in my unboxing for it, so I will leave a link to that video in the description down below if you are more interested in it. But I just absolutely love this cover, and it sounds like a very unique historical fiction YA story. So yeah, really excited for this one. Now onto the books that I got second hand this month, and there aren't that many because I'm trying to cut down on my book buying, as I said. So my friend on BookTube, Charlie, her channel is Duvet Day Devours, but she sells her books on Facebook, so I will leave a link to her Facebook group where she sells her books and her bookish stuff. She's super, super cool, and she sells some amazing books for amazing prices, so please go and check her shop out. I got a couple of books from her this month. So the first one I got is The Dreaming by Queenie Chan, and this is the first volume in a manga series, I think, and I've never read any manga, can you believe? So this will be my first manga, and I'm super excited for it. I saw her haul this actually, and she made it sound really good, and then when she had it up for sale, I knew that I just had to pick it up. It says on the back, when twin sisters Amber and Jeannie are accepted into an exclusive Australian boarding school, their future looks bright, but the school's halls harbour a terrible secret. Students have been known to wander into the surrounding bushlands and vanish without a trace. No one knows where they went or why, but as Amber and Jeannie are about to learn, the key to the school's dark past may lie in the world of their dreams. So it sounds super creepy, super mysterious, and right up my street. So I'm hoping that this will be a positive dive into the world of manga. So yeah, really excited for this one. Also from Charlie this month, I got Scary Out There, edited by Jonathan Maybury, and this is literally a collection of horror writers' short stories, and I've not dived into this yet, but it does sound super, super good. Definitely my sort of thing. It's got stories from Linda Addison, Carrie Ryan, Ilsa J. Bick, Jade Shames, Kendare Blake, Neil and Brendan Schusterman, Zach Brewer, Marge Simon, Rachel Kane, Lucy A. Snyder, Christopher Golden, R.L. Stein, Nancy Holder, Rachel Tafoya, Ellen Hopkins, Steve Rasnick-Tem, Josh Mailerman, Tim Wagner, Cherry Priest, Brenna Jovanoff, and Madeleine Roux. So yeah, super excited for this. I think I'm going to start diving into this next month, or possibly October, obviously, as the spooky season starts. Now on to the chunk of books that I got from charity shops, and this is the last section of this book haul. So the first one I got is Nightmares and Dreamscapes by Stephen King. I'm slowly collecting all of Stephen King's books, all of the ones that I don't own and haven't read yet, because I really want to read a bunch of Stephen King books this coming autumn. This is a collection of his short stories, and yeah, that's pretty much all I know. So I'm just collecting Stephen King books, and yeah, super excited to dive into this one. Also from a second-hand bookshop that is in a town where my best friend lives. They had a 20% off sale for their whole store this month, so obviously I had to go and have a look. So actually all of the rest of the books in this book haul I got in that 20% off sale. So the first one I got is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I read her We Should All Be Feminists earlier on this year, absolutely loved it, and I've heard incredible things about this one. As far as I know, this is about a Nigerian girl who goes to the States for university, and basically it's just about how her upbringing as a Nigerian reflects her upbringing as a Nigerian in America. So yeah, and basically how her two lives, her experiences in both of those countries intertwine, how they differ, how they're the same, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, super excited to dive into this. I've heard incredible things about this one, so yeah. Also, I got The Scarecrows by Robert Westall. I think this is like a children's paranormal book. It says on the back, there were 3 people standing in the darkest place watching him. Simon is outraged by the news that his mum plans to remarry. He can't bear her new fiancé or the way his mother and sister seem to have forgotten his late father. Overwhelmed by hatred and anger, he seeks solace in a nearby abandoned mill. But another powerful hatred lingers within its walls, and it's about to be unleashed. So yeah, I literally just saw the cover, saw the title, and thought that sounds really, really cool, really cute too. So yeah, I had to pick it up. I also got a few point horror books at that secondhand bookstore. So I got The Phantom, The Fever, and The Boyfriend, and I know nothing about these books. The Phantom is by Barbara Steiner, The Fever is by Diane Ho, and The Boyfriend is by R.L. Stein, and I don't want to know anything about these. I used to read point horror books when I was quite a bit younger, and when I just saw these for like literally like 50p each, I just had to pick them up. So they're all like really, really super short reads. So yeah, hopefully I will be able to get to them really soon. Also in the secondhand bookstore, I got The Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams. This is the second book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. I read the first book ages and ages ago, really, really loved it, and I've been meaning to pick the others up. So when I saw this for really cheap, I just had to pick it up, so yeah. And the last book that I got this month is The Omen by David Seltzer, and I had no idea that this was a book. I love the film. It's one of those films that always scares me, and I didn't know that it was adapted from a book, so when I saw the book I just had to pick it up. Again, it's not very long, so I think it's not going to take me too long to get through, so yeah, super excited to see what I make of this. And that is it for my August book haul. I feel like it has been all over the place, as I am right now, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some books that you are interested in. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye!